Okay, well, it looks like that's all working now. All back up and running. Excellent. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we are officially live. Sorry about that. Just getting everything ready. Excellent. So, thank you everyone for joining today. I'm going to take you through the virtual press office assistant. It's a tool I've developed just over the course of lockdown, and it's from a company I've founded called NEA Media AI. And for those of you that don't know me, my name's Ian Tonkin, and my background is in journalism, and I currently work in PR. I've always worked in the automotive industry principally, but this tool's sort of come about from experience gained working in house and agency side. And it's all about convenience. There's obviously in these times that we are in at the moment, from a journalist perspective, a lot of the teams are being squeezed. There's a reduction in staff numbers, and same on the PR side. Teams that were once sort of 10 strong are now halved. People are having to do more jobs and sort of take on more responsibility. So this virtual press office assistant is aimed at those busy press officers, and enhances efficiency, and also just makes a press office even more responsive than they are today. And from a journalist perspective, this delivers the answers to brand questions instantly and conveniently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by taking you through the different ways in which it serves up the information. Now I'm just using a script just so that I can sort of not miss anything and take you through the steps how it works. But this has been programmed using natural language, so it's not like one of those chatbots that you see on the big brand websites where you're trying to get some brand information on something, but all it does is just redirects you to a page or an FAQ page where you're trying to get the answers desperately or either speak to somebody. But this uses natural language. It understands some of the nuances, the way people ask questions, how they ask them, and interprets them. So without further ado, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start here. I've based this bot on the fictional Saab press office, the venerable Saab brand, but it's the flexibility of this system is such that it can be used in any way, shape, or form. So it can be used to serve up information if you run your own events, if you are launching a new product, obviously, for customer service, even for HR. If you run a big global organization in an HR department, you can serve up information quickly and easily to your customers, whoever your customers may be. And those requests that you get day to day are often the work of mere seconds, but I know and you know all those requests, you're not just getting one, you're getting 10, you're getting upwards of that, on top of everything else that you're being asked to do during your day job. So this automates everything, and it gives you the data. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm gonna kick off here. So we just ask it a simple question. Nice, simple introduction. Again, you can configure this the way that you want to according to your corporate tone, colors, fonts, everything like that, so it'll fit your corporate CI. So the first way of doing it we're going to go through is just the box ticking, as it were. So we're going to look for some company information. And I should actually just say I should have mentioned at the top of the live stream. If you do have any questions, by all means, pop them in the comments box there. Go easy on the heckling if you would. But if you've got any questions, please just drop them into the chat box below, and then I'll go through them at the end. So what we've got here, we're going to look for information about a Saab 9.5. Nice and easy, and we're going to look for some powertrain information. Obviously, let's go for the V6 turbo. So what would we like to know? So what is the power output? And there's your simple answer straight away. Again, this information I know is on press office websites, is on press kits, but this aims just reducing some of those extra little hoops. And And the hope and the whole ethos behind this is that it'll reduce those hoops and make it way more convenient for press officers and for journalists alike. And the nice thing is it's mobile compatible as well. So this chat box will appear on the homepage or any other page that you choose to embed the code, and all it is just literally an embed code. So there's my answer. I want to ask it another question. What is the MPG? Some nice common questions. So there's a straight answer. Now at this point, again, I was talking about the nuances, how people ask questions. So it's not just an elaborate Q&A, and that's why I've sort of avoided trying to call it a chatbot, because a chatbot to me is quite rudimentary, whereas the virtual press assistant is a lot more intuitive. So to show you how that is more intuitive, how about the 2.0 petrol? So there, it's given me a comparison now with the range topping V6 and the 2-liter petrol. So again, nice and easy. Serves that up straight away. So what I'm going to do now, and this can be done for. I've done it on this already. But the dimensions, it can be boot space, any sort of technical information that you want, you can just input there flexibly. There's no limit to what you want to put in there. So I'm going to just reset the conversation just to show you now the second way. So that was the first way, going through the boxes and guiding journalists through. The second way is to obviously have to name the product that you want. Car manufacturers, they've got a burgeoning product lineup. A lot of them, they've got upwards of 8, 10, 12 models. And within those, there's probably 3 different body styles for each model. And then there's the different derivatives. So if you can put the model name in there, I'm confident it'll probably answer 90% of the question. So let's go. What are the dimensions of the Saab 9.5? A little bit of a typo there. That's okay, but that doesn't matter as well. It will pick up typos. So I'll show you in a minute. But it's intuitive enough to know again what's being asked of us. So there's the answer, nice and easy. And yeah, so that's the one question. So let's go on to some more functionality. What colors does the Saab 9.5 come in? So I'll just scroll back up a little bit there. So again, you can see again that actually wasn't intentional, but there's a typo. It'll know what I'm asking for and then serve it up. So there's all the list of options. Another prompt: do you want to know any more information? So actually, yes, I'd like to find out about the blue. And there's a picture straight away. So low-res image, just a little profile of what it looks like. The ability to then go on there, click on that image, and that'll take you through to a high-res, so you can then go and download that high-res image. Then another question, which I know gets asked a lot. I've been in that position, and I know all of you from the press office watching, and I know some of the journalists watching. If you receive a test car, sometimes there's either not a spec sheet in there, or you can't find the spec sheet, or it's been used by a colleague and they've taken the spec sheet out. So something that's nice and simple that gets asked a lot. Can you give me the Saab 9.5 spec sheet? And there we go. There's the spec sheet. So I've just put a dummy Word document, PDF document on there. That will then link to where you want to download that spec sheet, and the matter of seconds, really. And again, that's what I was talking about the responsiveness. You can heighten the responsiveness and just ease the load on your own email inbox. And from a journalist perspective, having been a journalist myself, and a lot of the journalists that we speak to on a day-to-day basis, everyone just wants that convenience, and here it is right there. So you're not dispensing with the pleasantries and the face-to-face with those PRs, but there is certain bits of information that you just want straight away, and you don't want to have to pick up the phone. You just be in the middle of a road test or against a deadline, and that's what it does. So one of the features, the next feature, which is probably, I would say, one of my favorite ones, is the image search. So can you show me pictures of the Saab 9.5? Now, it's probably worth pointing out here now, the word pictures, you can use pics, P-I-X, you can use P-I-C, you can use images. The thing knows that the person on the other end of the line wants some sort of visual representation. So there you go. You can start, and it's great for it's great for the picture desks as well. So you're out on a launch, the picture desk is asking for images, and maybe necessarily sometimes the picture desk doesn't really know what product you're actually testing. It doesn't have to be cars, it can be motorbikes, it can be cameras, anything. It's not limited to just this, to just cars. So I'm looking for some driving shots. So what it'll do is it'll now take your gallery, search for your gallery, and then it'll serve it up for you. So we want let's go for a front tracking. Looking for a front tracking. Again, I know that press officers have got these galleries saved on their press websites. But again, I'm just reducing, it's just reducing another hoop to jump through, and there it is straight away. Nice little easy carousel with the low-res images. Let's have a little browse here. Okay, that's great, excellent. I want to download that picture. Yes, done. Okay, so I don't want to see any more images, so we're done with that. The responses that you get back from here now, and throughout actually, you can match it to your corporate tone. So if your brand is very corporate, obviously you can do it super formal. If you are a bit more relaxed and a bit more sort of conversational in the tone of your brand, again, you can program the language so that it matches with your brand and sort of just makes it a nice experience for the user. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to reset the conversation again. Again, you don't have to always just reset the conversation, but just for the purposes of this, I'm just going to start it again. Just wait for it to catch up a bit. Okay, so we've reset the conversation. So we're going to look for. Let's start from the top again. I think everyone's jumping on the internet. Yeah, it's draining it a little bit. Okay, Saab 9.5. Okay, while we wait for that to catch up, it's just worth sort of taking you through just a few other applications we've been working on the side. So with coronavirus, obviously at the moment, a lot of car dealers have been trying to get people back into the dealerships, but getting their message across in terms of how they are making the dealership safe for customers to come back, how they can book appointments, how they can receive cars, are the cars sanitized, all that sort of stuff. You can create a chatbot and a functionality that allows you to serve that information up. Yes, again, it's on the website, but for customers logging on, it's the easiest thing to just go on and just select from the dealer pages and go through. So if you've got a different application, I mean, I'd love to hear from you. So let's try this again. Let's see if it's woken up. Okay, what I might do is actually just refresh the whole page. It always works in the warm-ups, but when you are in the middle of the presentation, the live presentation, it'll obviously do that for you. But let me start again. Okay, there we go. We're back up and running. Sorry about that. conversation. Goodness. Okay. Well, there you go. It's we'll bring it back now in a second. Bear with me. Okay. Well, what I was going to show you is if we're looking for product information, the steps that we went through in terms of the blocks and looking for different comparisons. The way it can also serve it up is that it can you can have different trims on it as well. So if you're launching a new model, you've got loads of different trims, and knowing those trims and exactly what comes with those is not a sort of a straightforward thing. Difficult to learn always straight off the cuff if it's a new product. So how we'll do it, we'll go request get some product information. I do apologize. This is running really slowly at the moment. It doesn't usually run this slowly, but we're looking for some product information. We're going back to the Saab 9.5. While we do that, I'll just get some water. And we're looking for something else. So we're not looking for all those bits of product information like we were before with the straight questions and answers. So we go trim and equipment. Go look for that. So what would we like to know about trim and equipment? So we want to know differences between the two. So does the Saab 9.5, and again I've put Saab 9.5. You don't have to, because as you can see up top there, I've chosen the box, but it's just become a habit. Come with sat nav. And then it's going to look at the entire spec sheet for you and bring that up. So once it's served up that answer, which it will do in a second, hopefully. There you go. So it's an optional extra. Again, straight up, nice, easy comparison there. And then what is the difference between Saab 9.5 Aero and Vector? So again, if you are once you're writing your either your road test or your first drive, for instance, you want to know a quick spec comparison. Does this one come standard with equipment? Yes or no? You can type that in, and away you go. I think this is a factor more of the internet here. Actually, I think it's wholly of the internet where I am at the moment. That there's a little bit of a lag on it, but there's your answer straight away. So it's got it's got everything on there. Those are the differences, and then away you go. So what we're going to do, I'm going to reset the conversation again, and this is another way to sort of just walk through. It's not going to know every question. It's not going to know every answer to every question. Granted, it's impossible. So to give you an example, what is the distance to the moon? And the reason we've put this fail-safe in there is because we just want to be responsive at the end of the day and provide a great service. So we can either ask another question or we can ask the press office for help. So let's ask the press office for help, asking for a few queries. So my name is Ian Tonkin. Let's get an email address. So it's ian@neamediaai.com. So there's the acknowledgement email. If you want to put a sort of a customer pledge on there, whoever your customer may be, to say we've acknowledged your email and we'll be back within 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. You can put a time limit on there as well if you really want to sort of heighten up your service that you're providing to your customers. So while it does that, it's captured all that information, and it doesn't end there. So once that's been generated, I'll jump over to my inbox, and then there's the email. So that email then generates, so-and-so is looking for some information about your business, and then there's a custom link. So that custom link now will take you through to the virtual press assistant dashboard. And that dashboard will then have the context leading up to that question. So you will have the full transcript of the discussion that's happened. So you can then see, okay, the journalist was asking for a particular question, or my customer was asking a particular question, and they got a bit stuck over here. Then you can jump in and reply to that email. So you've got the request. Another way of doing it, which it can allow you to do as well, is when you jump on the dashboard, if you see a live chat happening and somebody's asking questions, and maybe they coming a bit unstuck with the answers, you can actually jump in as the human operator and take over from the chatbot. It'll notify the user that, named person, maybe myself working at the press office, has now taken over, and you can have a live chat using the virtual press assistant. So that's one way. The other way is that it'll notify people is particularly again with car manufacturers. Is requests for bookings on press cars. So another way in which it'll capture the data. So we will ask it press car. So again, you can dispense with the pleasantries if you so wished. You don't have to go through all those steps. So if somebody's just looking straight for a press car, or they're looking for information on it. So let's say I've got a current press car. I look outside on the driveway, and that is the registration. And then there it comes up with all the information for you. So what the spec is, what the trim is, what the optional equipment is, and then a link to the PDF to download the spec sheet. So again, nice and easy, really sort of simple. And then the last way to do it, I'm just going to start from the top here. I'll go. I'll take you through through the button way. Is we want to book or find out about a press car. So we want to lodge a request. So it goes through. We would like to request a press car, and then now the way this works is it'll cut down the email traffic because it'll stop you. It'll stop those extra emails going. Oh, I'd like to book a press car. Okay, what would you like? That sort of conversation, but you can capture all the details in one and just package it all up in one. So like it did when we didn't know the question, the answer to the question, the notifier. This will do roughly the same. So I write for NEA Media AI. So once it's got it'll gather all that information together, and then it'll ask for a few more bits of information. Once it's done that, it will then acknowledge the request, and then it will send an email all packaged up saying, Ian Tonkin, he would like he writes for this publication on such and such date. So let's give my email address, ian@neamediaai.com. I would like to take place on the 10th to the 20th of August. I'd like the Saab 9.5, of course. Obviously, you have to go for the top spec V6. And then there's that acknowledgement email, so showing that it has been processed, and all the information that I've put in there has been captured in one package, and then it'll be emailed over. Again, as I said, it's not replacing anyone or anything. It's a complete support function for the work that you're doing. So, we are adding the extra sort of human touch there with an email address and a phone number. So if somebody did want to reach out, that's no problem. They can do that. So let's jump back into emails quickly. And there's my press car booking. So I've received the press car booking. There's all the information I need. And then from there, I can go look at the calendar. Is the car available? Can I action the request? And then email back and say yes or no. So that is how the virtual press assistant works, the functionalities of it. As I said, it's completely flexible. This is a demo of a fictional Saab press office, but if you if you work in any other field, I would really love to hear if you've got any ideas on how this can work. So whether it's data capture for customers, just cutting down on email traffic for your own sanity as well. If you deal with a large volume of emails coming through, this can do that, and it's completely configurable and customizable to your brand. So I will try and jump on the on. And see if there's any questions. Well, no questions. Well, that's great. But you've got my email address, which is Ian at neamediaai.com. Please go have a look at the websites as well, which is neamediaai.com as well. It's got everything on there that you need to know. And by all means, drop me a line at any stage. I'd love to hear from you. If you've got any follow-up questions, that would be amazing. And have a great rest of your Friday, and have a great weekend as well. Take care.